cruise level for the flight level 370.
We're just descending now, passing through 32,000 feet. Today we've got a really exciting video for you. We're flying in the flight deck of a 737 MAX 8 with Norwegian up to Tromso and back, and it's going to be amazing. Previously, we had a look around Norwegian's hangar and their operations, and today we're of course in the real thing, taking the thing for a spin. So with that said, let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. Spinny doors.
You ready?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm ready. I think, I hope.
It was a very early start to the day here at Oslo Airport. The flight was scheduled to depart at 7:45 AM, so we made our way straight to the gate.
Tromso A12, which is this way.
Norwegian had arranged for us to meet the crew early for this one so that we could hop on board before the passengers to get everything set up.
I'm Jason.
What's cool is that I even got to open the door for the first time.
Oh, good job. I'm now a pro.
Hello everyone, my name is Julien Blanc. I'm a first officer on this flight, and today we're gonna fly the Oslo to Tromso on a 737 MAX 8, and now we are performing the pre-departure flight inspection. So come with me. Yeah. Okay, so usually what we do, we start from here and we will perform right-hand pattern around the plane. So we can start to check static ports here and here to see that it's free of anything. Then we check the pitot tube and some sensors. So the MAX 8, the good thing, it's a bit higher than a classic NG, so it's easier to make the walk around. So 1, 2 on this side, and we will check the other side. There's also a tube here, it's free. All doors, we check any leak or any tube will be disconnected. We also check the tires, so you can see they are good, no leak on the ground, so perfect. And sometimes you have a safety pin here, but they are not ready, so they didn't put any safety pin. This is the ground power. It comes from the ground, but sometimes you have a small portable electrical group. And we have also 3 sensors here. Door is closed. We just check outside to see if we have any external damage. Okay, I just check if anything missing. So this has to be there. And then that's a massive new engine on the MAX. It's much bigger than the NG. I will just check for the fuel. Hello? Sexton?
Yes.
Now we check the flaps, so we check the lights, they have to be on. And on the MAX, of course, they redesigned this part. So before it was just a one-side wingtip, and now it's a two-side wingtip. So we also check, you see the small black tip at the end, that's a static discharger. So it's very important to be sure that they are here and they are just intact. So then we check the flaps, and we do the same for the tires. We check there is no scratch or no hole in the tires. So welcome in.
Wow.
Yeah, that one is first time here?
Second.
Second,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can see it has been redesigned over years, but
yeah.
still a big mess. So we have the green, 3 greens are the hydraulic tanks, A, B and standby. And also we have like fire suppressor over there, and nitrogen system is here. So basically we can't check every pipe, but we try to see if there is any leak of hydraulic fluid, and anything looks non-standard. Okay, that's an important thing we need to check. It's a tail strike indicator. So here as well, we check the elevator, and we have like discharger. On the MAX, they redesigned the APU exhaust, so it's not the same than the NG. In Norwegian, they have a tradition. They put some heroes on a tail. So today we are very lucky. We fly with Charles Lindbergh. He was a real American hero. Was a pioneer in aviation. So perfect day to fly with him. Now they are connecting the aft stairs. It's not so many passengers today, but maybe we will use both stairs to board the aircraft. So we do exactly the same on this side. We can check tire. You go in the front as well. You can, of course, check here. I don't know if you will see it. Maybe it's better that side. Here is a brake, and that's a brake indicator. So after a while, it will be shorter and shorter. So it's a routine, and they check, and then if they have to replace it, it's they follow this indicator. It's very, very easy to replace. Okay, back in in the bay. Okay, we check the engines. They are cold. So this is much bigger than the previous CFM engine, but it's very efficient. So, okay, looks good. Then we can come back to the cockpit and start the flight preparation. Okay guys, now we are sitting in the cockpit and we did everything we need to prepare the plane on the way to Tromso. So today flight time will be 1 hour and 35 minutes. Flight level is 370 and we took around 6 tons of fuel, so we should have a bit extra. Nice weather conditions, and maybe in Tromso it will be more or less the same weather we have here in Oslo, so it will be probably grey and a bit windy. Now we are just waiting for the passenger figures, so it's the last part, and then we will calculate what we call the weight and balance to see how heavy the plane is, and we will also calculate the balance. And after that we close the door and we are ready to move.
Alright, so here we are in seat 6C back in the cabin. Dan's made his way up to the flight deck for this flight up to Tromsø in Norway. We won't do a full trip report and a seat tour of this airplane since Dan's already actually done that on the Norwegian 737 MAX, and you can check that by clicking here or checking in the description below for the link.
Start engine number 2, please.
Number 2.
So here you see the engine is motoring, so we are not doing anything so far. It straightens the shaft. Now it's straight. Give it some fuel. Light should get off. Brake set.
Nordic 1, hold Charlie, hello. Kilo 1, parking 1 side. Kilo 1, parking 1 side, Nordic 1, hotel Charlie.
Start it out.
Start number 1, please. Start in the max.
Good 1.
Starting 1.
All right.
Yep. Norwegian clearing Cockpit, Nordic 7 Tango. Go, clear right, and there is a traffic behind us. Is rolling now.
Approaching 19.
Before takeoff checklist, flaps. Flight check for green light, stabilizer trim.
5-point ceiling set.
Good. Cabin call.
Good.
Before takeoff checklist complete. Yeah, clear right now. Takeoff 19 left, Nordic 7 Tango.
Using your controls.
My controls. Merci Franck.
Ready?
Ready. Ready.
Press it. Ready.
Check.
V1.
So we are at cruise level for the flight level 370, so it's 37,000 feet. We have this feature here, meters, so we can convert on the PFD. It's around 11,275 meters. And we are over Norway, obviously. If we press this button, airport, we will see all the airport available along a route. So if I zoom, that's a new feature on the Max. You don't have anymore the figures, but you just plus and minus. So, and at the top of the ND, you will see the range you select. So it's 640 miles, but usually we use that one, 160 miles. So for the weather radar, it's the best range. And as you can see today, we are flying track north, inbound Tromso, and average speed, that's a true speed, true airspeed, TAS, 452 miles, but combined with this wind, now it's around 510 nautical miles, knots, sorry. We should start a descent in about 45 minutes, more or less. And according to the weather we have today, here we see it's south wind, so we should land on runway 18. So we already pre-select the ILS course and frequencies here, but we will do an update before descent. We will catch the ATIS and see if they have any change on the weather. Sometimes in Norway the weather may change rapidly and they may have to change the runway as well.
Okay, my name is Frank, welcome on board. I've been flying for Norwegian for the last 22 years and ran with 737s for the last 34 years. I quit to have more time to do technical flights or also delivery flights from Boeing with a brand new aircraft, bringing Maxes to Oslo or Copenhagen. So basically what we do over there, we do an acceptance flight. It's called the customer flights, accepting the aircraft for Norwegian and then bring it back home.
What we will do now, we will start preparing the aircraft for the landing and the approach in Tromso. We already preset almost everything. Tromso, it's an interesting airport. During summertime it's quite okay. It's like any airport in the world, but we have the ILS glide path. It's steeper than everywhere else. It's 4 degrees. So yeah, we need to pay attention during approach. We will configure earlier, etc., etc. So it's a lot of consideration going in when you want to land in Tromso. During the winter time, it's also more challenging. You will deal with snow shower, icing conditions, and obviously the runway will be contaminated with snow. So sometimes you need to hold, and they need to swap the runway, etc., etc. So it's like 2 stories. Landing in Tromso during winter and during summer is a complete different. Today I will do the landing because it's a summertime, so I'm allowed to do it. But Frank will closely monitor me, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Traffic there.
There's some traffic.
Okay, so here we are in the flight deck. This is absolutely amazing. This is my first time in a flight deck, so I'm very grateful for this experience. Norwegian, thank you very much. I know you're watching this video. We're just descending now, passing through 32,000 feet. We should be there in just a few minutes from now, so we'll go ahead and record the landing into there, and then we'll hand over to Jason. It'll be Jason's turn in the jump seat here, and then I'll ride in the cabin on the way back to Oslo, so I'm sure he'll have a great time. But yeah, this is amazing. Hopefully you're enjoying the video, and if you are, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Now here's where things start to get even more interesting. The initial plan was to follow a specific arrival route into Tromso for runway 18. However, on this occasion, we got super lucky with the weather, which meant that it was possible to fly the visual approach instead, which really spiced things up a bit. We initially flew directly towards Tromso until Julian, our first officer, disconnected the autopilot and made a right-hand turn to fly left traffic for runway 18. Not only was this approach very scenic, but it also meant that we could turn base a lot earlier than the original approach and fly down over the river before making a last-minute turn at around 500 feet to line up with the runway just seconds before touching down. This was my exact reaction when I caught a glimpse of the runway when turning towards the airport. Yeah, I think it's safe to say my jaw hit the floor when I realised how cool this moment was. Anyway, it's time to land.
500. Flight slope. Approaching minimums. 400. Minimums. 300. 200. 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well here we are in Tromsø for the next 35 minutes or so. We're gonna wait for these passengers to deplane, more passengers will board, and then we'll be back off to Oslo. How was that? That approach was ridiculous.
My jaw dropped to the floor because we flew the visual approach.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
So we
was the
just
approach.
we just drooped right in, and that was insane.
We have landed in Tromso. Now I will do again the pre-departure check. So come with me and we do another round.
On runway 18.
Just set. And 80 knots.
V1.
Rotate. One, 2, 3, 7, 5, Nordic 8, Papa Quebec, bye-bye. Tromsø correct. Tromsø approach, come on, Nordic 8, Papa Quebec, Flaming 9190, we got Tango Charlie 707 passing 2100 feet. So we are now in cruise on the way back to Oslo. We have reached our cruising level. It's around 38,000 feet. Flight level 380 on a standard. Here we have the speed, 250 knots, but we can check here. That's a true airspeed, 455 knots, and accumulate with the headwind we have today, it's around 400 knots. We are crossing another company traffic. On the right side is probably going to Tromso as well. Here, if I move this switch, you can see I can increase the scale of the range, and I can see all the airport around us. And that's Sweden here, and that will be Norway. Here I can already see a top of descent, so it's in about 340 miles more or less. So also we can display the weather radar. That's the weather we have in front, and it's below us. In preparation of the landing in Oslo, we took the ATIS. Here in Oslo, it's what we call a digital ATIS, a D-ATIS. So basically, as you can see here, we have information Yankee. It's 7 minutes old, We expect landing runway 19 right or 19 left, and it will be ILS or RNP approach. Transition level 50, and we have a SIGMET Mach 01, it's valid. That's the wind and visibility. And on the page 2, you can the cloud base is 1900, so it's pretty good for today. Cat 1 approach expected 15 degrees, dew point 12, and QNH is 1011.
Hi, my name is Vilde, and I work in Norwegian as a cabin crew, as a CM, and I would like to take you on a tour on the galley. So now you can see a little bit of our equipment, oxygen bottles with a mask, gramophone, and here we have our seats with a belt, and then we have the phone where we contact flight deck and call each other from the aft and the front. We have the PBE for smoke, the smoke hood, checklists and tests. Here is our demonstration kit where we use when we demonstrate safety on board. As you can see, the trolleys, because we do have service on this flight. So here we have coffee, tea, water, sodas and snacks, all Norwegian products of course. Here we have the coffee, so you can pour like this, then it's hot water. We also can store the water, so that's for the passengers when we serve coffee and tea. And of course locked position always for safety.
Minimums 200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
So, how was it?
I mean, unbelievable. It was really good. These guys are amazing, and it was a great flight. Great pilots. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up a very exciting 2 days here with Norwegian Air Shuttle in Oslo, Norway. We got to go hang out at their maintenance hangar. We got to go hang out at their HQ. We learned a lot about them. You can check out all of that in the previous video. And today we just flew with them up to Tromsø and back on their 737 MAX. We got to sit in the flight deck. We got to chat with the cabin crew, and we just had a great time.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. And Norwegian, we know you're watching this. Thank you so much for the amazing experience. It's been a bucket list item of mine to fly in the flight deck on the jump seat, and that is now ticked off the list. Amazing. Having said that, that does bring us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. I think it's about time that we head off and go grab some food.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, everybody.